I think it's under the radar for now, but it's starting, it's only 24 hours removed and it's starting to pick up steam. And I suspect so far in the state of Texas, it might be under the radar. Still, that's because of the solar eclipse freakout, or what I'm going to now say, the freak out about the clouds that are going to freak you out about the solar eclipse. So I guess that's in the way for now. But I think this thing is starting to take off. One mayor is in. The question would be, are mayors from Central Texas going to be in next? Who's going to be waving their arms? An NFL franchise moving a team or a franchise moving from one market to another isn't new. It's not completely out of the ordinary. That I know of, a team moving from one city to the next when it's been super successful isn't that common at all. I mean, one that's on back-to-back Super Bowl runs is unheard of. We've got Oakland to L.A. You go way back in time, it would have been Oakland to L.A., L.A. back to Oakland, then Oakland to Vegas, that kind of thing. The Raiders just bounce around whenever they can. Houston to Nashville, which still bothers a lot of us. St. Louis to Phoenix. I mean, there's plenty of history there. It's not unheard of at all. Now, what has happened in the last 36 hours or so is pretty remarkable on a number of levels. There's three parts to this. There's the interesting political angle, which I don't think is a throwaway. I guess nowadays in the political world, we don't talk about things like taxes and stuff anymore. We just have culture wars. But in terms of real politics and real voting momentum, what's happened the last couple of days is a real important moment. We shouldn't be proud of much as voters. I mean, look at our presidential race. We have every reason to be disgusted with ourselves, but there's reason to be kind of proud, and it's sending a pretty clear message. So there's the political angle to what's happened the last 36 hours. There's the Central Texas angle, which don't laugh it off. Don't. I can make a pretty good case. Then there's the where did this come from out of nowhere moment in the Dallas-Fort Worth angle with the Chiefs. That one I didn't see coming. That guy's nuts. And that guy, by the way, is not the old man in Dallas. So, first of all, the political angle to this. I know you're not going to care. I really wish you did, but you're not. But let me try. One of the few times a major city has voted against raising taxes to build a stadium, arena, blah, 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 whatever. For an owner, we now have one of the rare occasions. Now, I could nerd out and tell you all the economic data doesn't back up what you've always heard about building stadiums. There's no economic data that's backing it up. It doesn't create jobs. It is not improving the standard of living. It is not, people aren't making more money. There's no economic metric that says that if you build a rich person a stadium or arena, it's going to benefit the taxpayer. There's no money coming back to you. That's not true. Okay? But forget that for a second. It is rare that people say, blank you, man. No. Las Vegas. I mean, you talk about the double whammy. You talk about what a colossal mistake. Vegas decides to build the Raiders a stadium. A moron of an owner, by the way, decides to build the Raiders a stadium for a couple of $2 billion. Then COVID hits, and the Strip loses something like 100,000 jobs. Now, they're making it back. I know, they're making it back. But that was a horrific move. Buffalo was it last year? Maybe 2 years ago? Buffalo decided, because the ownership group threatened to leave, decided to build a $2 billion stadium outdoors. But Kansas City said no. The world champion said no. A city with not a heck of a lot else said no. And they did so in a big way. Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes were pitching the ballot initiative to raise taxes to renovate Arrowhead Stadium. But I've got a question for everyone. Brandon, you may have to cue some Taylor Swift. No, cue some Taylor Swift. Hear me out. I can't help but wonder about this. Okay, the Chiefs are now the most high-profile sports franchise in this country by far. Dallas might be the biggest brand, but nobody has star power and all these interesting elements like the Chiefs. Not only are they ridiculously successful, they got the most freakish quarterback ever to play the game. They got a tight end that's out of this world who's kind of a nut job. Oh, by the way, there's Taylor Swift. And the coach is a legendary coach and kind of a funny, quirky guy. For such a small market franchise that keeps winning championships, they are loaded up on star power.
Remember looking at this room.
What if? Because they had Andy Reid pitching this ballot initiative. They had Patrick Mahomes. What if they had her? What if they had the most popular person on the planet throwing her weight behind the ballot initiative? Don't tell me somebody. If you didn't think of this, you guys are fools. Don't tell me somebody in that political world didn't think, you know how we can push this over the line? Her. She matters. She drives every number there is. What if Taylor Swift had said, come on, Kansas City, do it for the Chiefs. Boom. 15 seconds, whatever. I don't care if it was an Instagram post. What if she had gotten involved?
I can't find a pulse. My heart won't stop.
It was the initiative to raise taxes there, because there's going to be a Texas angle to this, trust me. But they lost by double digits. I mean, it wasn't even close. The initiative got smoked. What if she was involved? Now, see if you agree with me on this. Let's just pretend for a second, because it would have been, I'm surprised no one asked. To her credit, I think she's too smart. Her handlers are too smart. She knows better than to get involved. I don't think, had she the most popular person on the planet, I know this because I hear it every single day, the most powerful voice on this planet. I know because I hear it every day. I've spent a lot of money on it. It's the gift that keeps giving. Taylor Swift Inc. Had Taylor Swift said, come on, Kansas City, let's get behind this. Let's go Chiefs. Would it have passed? No. You ready for this? Are you ready for me to offend you, the voters? I'm going to go all in. Here's why I say no. This is a completely weird, anarchist way of looking at politics. Taylor Swift is influential enough to move young people to do anything. Anything. Now, she's a good voice. She's a reasonable voice. This is coming from a dad. The best I can tell, she's not, she's the Pied Piper of American women. She's certainly the Pied Piper of pop culture, but she does it in an okay way. Had she thrown her name behind this, would it have worked? And I'm going to say no. And here's why I say no. Even Taylor Swift couldn't get this done. And I think there's a lot to this. Our election, the presidential race, looks the way it does for a reason. You know what it looks like, right? It's two old drooling guys. Two old white guys. I think it looks that way for a reason. Old people vote. Both political sides only want old people to vote. They don't want anybody else. Next time you hear somebody in politics say, really want to be more inclusive. We want more people to come out and vote. No, you don't. They don't want that at all. We're governed by blue hairs for blue hairs. Sorry. I don't think Taylor Swift, she could have said, hey, everybody, get out there and vote. The thing, what has it been called for decades now? Get out the vote. What has it been called? Rock the vote, blah, 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 all that stuff. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. People hear it, but voting is so, here's my theory. See if you agree with this. It would have been put to the test had Taylor Swift said, let's go Chiefs, vote for Proposition 1, whatever. I don't think it would have passed because voting is so antiquated. The system itself is so antiquated. Standing in line at some obscure elementary school is so foreign to anyone under the age of 40 that nobody would know what to do. You might say, okay, Taylor told me to go vote. How does that work? What? I'm not doing that. How long is that going to take? Screw that. They're out. They may want to vote. If you're under the age of 30 Okay? The idea of driving somewhere to stand in line to present some hard copy of a document is a completely foreign concept of which you don't understand or not going to do. You're just not. You don't know how it works. So there's a reason why we don't have any sort of there's a reason why we can bank online but not vote that way. And the reason is not because it's not possible. It's totally possible. The reason it's not is because both parties want the candidates to look like the guys running. It's for blue hairs, in my opinion. So I don't even think, especially the Republican Party, they don't want young people to show up at all. It's the last thing they want. Even Taylor Swift couldn't change that because a young person, even if they wanted to do it, even if they said, whatever you tell me to do, Taylor, the minute they said, I got to go get in a car and go drive over there to stand in line, it's too clunky, they're out. So I don't think I could have saved it. It is an important political moment, though, in this country when this happened, when the voters said, no way, we're not giving the rich guy any of our money, do it yourself. Is Austin in play? Austin area in play? The answer is yes. Yeah. Never has a Super Bowl champ made the move, but state of Texas, Central Texas, you're on the clock. I don't think it's outrageous. I don't. Not only are the Chiefs, of course, the two-time champs, probably going to be the three-time champs, but they are the most high-profile team in sports. It's a team of the biggest stars. You throw Taylor Swift in there, and they would make crazy money here. The NFL itself makes crazy money. It would be crazier money here. There's more money to be made here. There's more skyboxes to sell here. There's more disposable income here. Every metric is on the side of moving. So, yeah, I think it's very much in play. The city of Austin is not. Taxpayers in Austin, we're one of the few places, I guess, including Kansas City, would say, no, we don't care enough. No, not going to happen. And I think that's something to be proud of. But I do believe Central Texas is very much in play. I don't know when the noise starts. I don't know how it's pitched. But the minute somebody says in suburban Texas, some town that will raise the taxes, will do it, ownership's going to listen. As close as you can get to Austin, the better. It's going to be on the table. I'm not sure exactly when. I'm not sure if it's going to be north of Austin or south of Austin, but that noise is about to start. Then, what would stop it? What would stop the Chiefs from coming to Texas, anywhere in Texas? One would be a stadium vote. That takes Austin out. Doesn't take San Antonio out. They're dumb enough to vote for anything. But the suburbs will do it. But the second thing that could cancel it out would be the ownership of the Dallas Cowboys, and I'll add now the ownership of the Texans. I don't know. I can't say that both ownership groups would be thrilled. The minute it's floated, the owner of the Chiefs, who has Texas ties to a billionaire Texas family, the minute he starts saying Austin, which really means New Braunfels or Round Rock or something like that, I mean, that's what it really means. It's not going to be in Austin. But he wants the money here. The minute that happens, I think the conversation is going to start. Okay, old man Jerry Jones, are you cool with this? Okay, crazy owners of the Texans, are you cool with this? I used to think they're not, but I think they'd probably be okay with it. The reason is everybody makes more money. Everybody makes more. Let me tell you how everyone makes more money. If you were owner of the Kansas City Chiefs and somebody just told you they won't give you money, which is how you usually operate, they won't minimize your risk and maximize their reward, you would start floating the idea of Austin, because a platform or a network is going to say, wait, Austin area? Austin, San Antonio? Sure, go. More money for all you guys. Why is it more money? Because it just drives up the eyeballs and the platforms, and that means you can charge more for advertising. So I think owners now realize bigger, better markets, more lucrative markets means more money for everyone. So I don't think old man Jones would check out on this one. I don't think the crazy ownership group of the Texans would either. They would realize pretty quickly, because they would be told by the networks you can make more money. It's very much, it makes sense, everyone. It does. It just does. Whether you want it or not, I don't think people around here really care. but it makes sense for them. I don't think Old Man Jones will get in the way. And then the weirdest part, the one you didn't see coming. What the hell? What the hell? This one I can say is not going to happen. The mayor of Dallas, for some bizarre reason, is all in. This is how weird this whole thing has gotten. The mayor of Dallas is in on the game, and he is pitching hard for the Chiefs. That is the mayor of Dallas. You know what will happen over the dead body of Jerry Jones? Another franchise in Dallas. You know what's not going to happen? A professional football team playing in the Cotton Bowl. That might be one of the dumbest suggestions I've ever heard. Let me get this straight, Mayor. You want the team to leave Kansas City because it's an antiquated, outdated stadium they can't fix, but you'd like them to come to the goat ranch of all stadiums, the Cotton Bowl. Okay. You know, the one where there's no games played, where it just sits there, except for one. So here's the weirdest twist, the weirdest happening. This is from Yahoo News. Dallas mayor hints at bringing Chiefs to Cowboys territory after stadium vote fails. The Chiefs' future is up for grabs, Yahoo reports, after the failure of a ballot measure to fund renovations for Arrowhead Stadium. And Dallas is apparently interested. Dallas Mayor Eric Johnson tweeted, "This guy's a piece of work. Welcome home, Dallas Texans." They need a smiling emoji. Nice. Well played, Mayor. Emojis. With a link to an article about how question 1 in Johnson County failed, that's Kansas City, to pass by a measure of 58-42. The measure would have extended a sales tax to fund the Arrowhead Stadium renovations, as well as a new stadium for the Kansas City Royals. Johnson threw in the hashtag the Cotton Bowl, the stadium where he wants the Chiefs to move. Okay, Mayor, no, hard no, you're crazy. Yeah, I don't think nostalgia is going to bring back the Chiefs because that's where they originally started. You know, because the stadium is the same goat ranch it was back then. That place is terrible. In its own endearing way, it's terrible. But pro football doesn't operate that way. Pro football doesn't operate with the idea that, you know, one weekend out of the year, you get some corn dogs, the stadium smells, somebody steals tires off your car. You know, the Cotton Bowl experience that we all love? The NFL doesn't do that. No. They do slick. They do expensive. They do skyboxes. What is the skybox at the Cotton Bowl? The Ferris wheel? Like, what is that? That's the dumbest suggestion. One, Dallas, even though Dallas could support it, if there was another stadium and the Chiefs went to Dallas-Fort Worth, would they be a huge success? Absolutely. Would the Cowboys be a huge success? Absolutely. I don't have a problem with the issue of 3 teams in the state of Texas or even 2 teams in Dallas-Fort Worth. I do think Jerry Jones might shut that deal down. But the idea that it would happen to the Cotton Bowl is absolutely idiotic. It's laughable. You got to do better, Mayor. Why not just pitch a high school stadium? This guy, I don't know if he's kidding around. I don't understand. I don't understand where he's going with that. That's not going to happen. Would they move to Central Texas? Yeah, maybe. Yeah, quite possibly. There's nowhere else to go in Texas. There's no economic base. You know, I mean, would the vote have passed if Taylor Swift were involved? I'm going to argue no. Call me crazy. I'm going to argue no. I believe so much in how antiquated our voting system is that not even Taylor Swift could have made this happen. This is now going to be a big story. It's going to be a big story in the NFL. It is, if they wanted a way out, they just got it. If the NFL and the platforms that run the NFL wanted a way to get a team to Austin area, they just got it.